Hey, John Rollison here. This is a short little video and podcast that I just want to share something with you that happened to me. And if you already read the most recent blog about, it's called, Am I Willing to Enter Joy? I meant to write about fairies, but something else happened. If you already read that blog, then this is the audio version of that blog. But if you didn't, and you're a podcast type like me, I don't read blogs very much, but I do podcast and I write blogs and other people can read them. So this podcast is very short and it is called, Am I Willing to Enter Joy? I meant to write about fairies, but something else happened. And pretty much, I'm just going to kind of read this to you actually, because that's what I want to do. So here we go. Here's what happened. I wrote something that I didn't intend to write, and it felt important to me. So I'm doing this in the interest of putting myself out there. Here's what happened. On most days, I free write for 20 minutes as part of my morning routine. It's kind of my adaptation of morning pages, taken from Julia Cameron's very excellent book called The Artist's Way. And while I try to be free and relaxed, I noticed in the past few days my writing, most of my morning pages have been very sort of like mundane and not playful or anything. And not like deeply emotional or anything, just like really making lists and stuff. Literally, I have done to-do lists during my morning pages. So on the morning that I wrote the thing I'm going to read to you in a moment, I started writing my normal life stuff like the past few days. And after a few minutes of writing, I decided that I really needed to take my morning page in a different direction. I wanted to play on the page instead of just work. So I decided to write an impromptu story. And I thought for a moment, and I decided to write an impromptu story about meeting fairies in the woods. It seemed like a nice fanciful thing to sort of take my mind in a totally different direction. So I figured I'd just set the scene and then let it unfold naturally without planning it, because after all, these are morning pages. They're supposed to be impromptu. I'm not actually writing this for anybody or anything. I'm just supposed to, it's like an exercise, right? So I closed my eyes and I started typing. I pictured myself walking down a forest path and encountering a stream. And what I thought would happen was that I would see a fairy riding a leaf down the stream. I had actually planned. That's what I was going to do. I was going to see a fairy riding a leaf down the stream and write about it. But when I closed my eyes and I started to write, that's not what happened. What actually happened when I walked down the path in my mind was quite different. And it spoke very powerful to me. I don't know if it'll speak this way to you or not, but I know that it felt powerful to me, and it felt like something sort of tender from my soul, that it would be good for me to take the risk of putting it out there for everybody else to hear. It may or may not be deeply meaningful to you, but maybe, if nothing else, you'll be encouraged to put yourself out there too. So, here's what happened after I closed my eyes and pictured the forest path and started typing. I was walking down a forest path. The trees were mostly large and randomly spaced with very little undergrowth. I could see into the forest quite a ways. The air is cool and crisp, but it's not cold. Just enough chill that a good hike is comfortable. I'm walking down the path when I come to a small stream. I pause to look at the stream for a moment and listen to the babbling water sounds. It's so relaxing, and the water looks so cool and refreshing. I reach out to feel the water. I touch the water. I can feel the cold water on my fingertip, and the surface of the water piling up against the side of my finger. I look for fairies riding leaves, and see none. I don't expect to see fairies riding on leaves, I just want to. I would like to live in a magical world full of fairies and tree sprites, but I don't see any. Is that because they aren't there, or because I can't see them? I look up at the sky, and I get a sense of rushing energy and joy. It's like the water running around my finger, but it is flowing over the whole earth. The colored rays of light bounce off the horizon and skip through the sky. It's a joyful, indescribable dance. And the dance is inviting me in. There are no fairies, says the dance, but the dance is better than fairies. I see waves of light, joy, and love crashing through the universe over the earth. I am invited to live in the waves. I feel sad because something in my soul either resists the waves or feels incapable of experiencing the waves. Am I destined to see joy and not experience it, not to live in it? Why on earth would I resist the wave of joy careening through the universe? What broken part of me does not want to be part of the joy? Is it too vulnerable? Is it that my transparency is the price for joy and shame keeps me from paying that? Is it because I can own nothing, earn nothing in the joy? Is it pride that keeps me from joy? Why would I not leap at the chance to join the universe's dance of joy and light and love? Somehow, it seems like death to enter joy. I know I will be alive on the other side, alive in the joy, but it also feels like something must die. God, help me release whatever keeps me from entering into joy. And that's it. That's what I wrote. And now I've shared it with whoever wants to hear it or read it all over the entire internet accessible world. And now it's out there forever, never to be taken back in. It'll always be out there. And it's me. And it's, it's truly a little piece of me. So that's the end of my podcast for today. I wish you well. I wish you peace. And I wish for you to become a little more aware, a little more in tune to, a little more releasing to the universe's dance of joy. So thanks for watching or listening. You can visit me on johnrallison.com. There's blog, podcast links. If you want to support my work, I've got a Patreon account. It's patreon.com/John Rallison. And anything is great. I would like to someday make a living from spiritual teaching, but even like $1 a month tells me that you value my work. So if you want to support me, that would be great too. But I'll keep putting these out for free and nobody has to support me. I'll figure out a way to eat. Anyway, there it is. Thanks for listening or watching. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.